I guess the show started when I started making art, which probably would have been like 55 years ago, maybe even longer.
This was a really special project. The project itself came out of years of conversation and, being in the same spaces. It was definitely bringing out Nancy's work, into the daylight. Some of the work that had never been shown before.
There are some pieces that are ceramic pieces that I did when I was in college or right after college. And then the evolution came as my path sort of zigzagged a little bit from ceramic to paint to collage to mixed media. It's been a long time coming, actually, if you want to look at all the parts.
We wanted it to be clear, sort of the phases of her life, but I think that's sort of what I've learned from this curatorial process, that I feel like a lot of major museums simplify in a retrospective, is sort of that there are these clear-cut divisions in how artists move in their life, whereas no one's life is that linear. And so I feel like there's a lot of bleeding of influences.
Very quickly, we moved away from our original idea of installing things chronologically and sort of doing what a more traditional kind of retrospective would do. It happened very intuitively and organically, just being in the space.
That sort of more social process of curating is something that really affects and influences the show for the better, rather than the more clinical art historical view that I thought of curating before.
The reception was amazing. I don't think I've ever experienced anything quite like that. You could just see all these different threads connecting different people to each other.
It was a true community gathering. All the reactions that I got were really positive. They didn't know that I had done all this different work. Some of them were really happy to see work of something of mine that they grew up with, because it might have been that their mother had either bought it or I had given it to them. And so it hung in their house from when they were little growing up. It's like those kinds of things show you that art has power and it sticks in your memory, because as a little kid, you do remember what your home looked like, and you do remember the things that are on your wall. And actual art that is made by people does have power and meaning. So it's really important that artists live, create, make art, and get it out there to the public. So Pranay is doing a great service here. He's continuing Lydia's legacy, and we're fostering new people coming up, community people knowing about ArtCore that have never been here, but they've heard of it. They came out, so I think all of that is really good.
Getting to see so many different people realize the breadth and the depth of Nancy's artistic practice, and seeing Nancy celebrated in a context that was so meaningful to her was incredible.